Hello everybody, it is your Professor Rocco, your boy, coming at you once again with another Age of Sigmar video. In this AoS General class, we're going to be talking about the Slaves to Darkness Battletome. At this point, it's been leaked twice, probably about half the book's been leaked, at least, for the rules. And I don't have a non-disclosure agreement with Games Workshop, so I can talk about this kind of thing on my channel. This is nice. And I've got 3 things that I really like in the new Slaves to Darkness book that, again, won't be coming out until December, but if leaks keep flooding out of here hard and fast like this, maybe sooner, to get ahead of it, but December's looking pretty nice for this book. First off, the Eye of the Gods table had a little bit of a rework here. At the end of each of your phase, for each enemy hero or monster destroyed by a friendly Slaves to Darkness unit, with the Eye of the Gods keyword, including those destroyed by an ability or spell used by that Slaves to Darkness unit, make 1 roll in the Eye of the Gods table. And what's cool is with that whole, the keyworded bit, is that it's not just your heroes that roll on this, there are other units. Like, you can do this on a unit of Chaos Chosen that are already really good. And you could try to fish for things that stack now, like the extra rend ability that's on here, which is if you roll an 8, Slaughterer Strength. And they've also made it so that units can't just like turn into a spawn. I think it's like roll 1 dice and add 2 to the amount if you're just a unit. And then roll in the Eye of the Gods. Yeah, there it is. For heroes, roll 2d6. For all other units, roll 1 dice and add 2 to the score, giving it a score between 3 to 8. So this is a lot of really cool buffs. You're not turning a unit of Chaos Knights into a singular Demon Prince. But because you can stack things like the Rend, it's really nice. It's really nice. There's just so much fun stuff you can do, and there's ways to try to game this a little bit as well on the more competitive side of things to really buff up your army. And how this goes, we have the Marks of Chaos, got a little bit of a revamp here. And I love the Nurgle Mark, which is 4th one down on the list here. Subtract 1 from wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons that target Nurgle Slaves to Darkness units. In addition, Nurgle Slaves to Darkness heroes can issue the following command: Bestow Contagion. You can use this command ability at the start of the combat phase. A friendly Nurgle Slaves to Darkness unit must receive this command. After this unit fights for the first time in that phase, roll a dice for each enemy unit within 3 inches. On a 3-up, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. So, as a Slaves to Darkness army, you're a melee army, just straight up. You're just a melee army. There's a few abilities that might have like a little bit of shooting here or there. There's gonna be magic coming out of the wazoo, sure, but you win or lose the game in combat. And I really like the durability of Nurgle here. Now, Tzeentch has a Spell Ignore, which is cool. Slaanesh has +1 to run and charge rolls, which I'm always a fan of. It's what I do with all my Deepkin when I go crazy on round 2. Again, I love that buff. Khorne has add 1 to the attacks characteristics of melee weapons when you charge. In addition, they also can do like an impact hit because they're just like a bloodthirsty charge. I really just like the durability, because I feel like this book you can just throw out a lot of attacks and get a lot of mortal wounds and have good magic. And they do have, for a lot of units, they have an ability to get a 5-up ward save. But not a lot of armies have +1 to wound as an ability or an aura they give off. So having that debuff as well, to me, is just huge. And I really like it. Next, magic banners are back. Going off of the first 2 things that I like here. So this goes with, if you flavored your unit as like Nurgle or Khorne or whatever, they get the Nurgle or Khorne banner. You get 1 enhancement. Also, as a note, you don't have to have the whole army under 1 mark. You can mix and match marks, and that's okay. But if you are a Chaos Chosen unit, a Chaos Warriors unit, or a unit of Chaos Knights, you get one of these icons. Back in Fantasy, you used to pay points out of your army list for this. To just be like a cool buff for your unit. And now, this is just a unique enhancement your army gets. So if you take a Warlord battalion to get an extra enhancement, this could be one of them. I really, again, like the Nurgle banner for the Eroding Icon. Worsen the rend characteristic of melee weapons used by enemy models by 1 while they are wholly within 12 of this unit. So let's say you like threw out a big block of maybe 20 Chaos Warriors that are Nurgle. That is a lot of bases and gives out a really big aura because it's from the unit. Put them in the middle of your army. They themselves are going to be -1 to be wounded in combat. So a lot of things trying to kill them are going to go from like a 3 to wound to a 4. And then worsening their rend just adds in that extra layer of durability while your opponents just flail around trying to do something to you. Especially with the amount of -2 rend or -3 rend we're trying to see here as people try to adjust from all this save stacking from 3rd edition of like, I'm going to throw Mystic Shield on them. They're going to get an ability. I'm going to chant a prayer. Whatever. This adds an extra layer to you for that and protects against all this extra rend coming around. And worst comes to worst, it saves you a command point on all-out defense to use on somewhere else. Because it's the -1 to their rend coming at you. And if they already had something on them, it lets you get funky with that and be even more durable. But also we see the Dread banner for the Undivided units. Each time this unit rolls on the Eye of the Gods table, you can roll 2 dice instead of 1 and pick 1 to be used for your roll. Again, this is great. It's not going to turn you into a Chaos Spawn. It's not going to turn you into a Demon Prince because they just won't allow that. But it means you're probably going to roll a 3 or a 4 on average. Get some kind of a cool effect. It lets you try to fish for the 6 in order to get the extra rend. It helps facilitate things. Khorne's Banner of Rage. When you charge, you get +1 to wound for your attacks. Slanesh add 1 to the attacks. When you charge, you get kind of a budget of the Khorne mark there just for 1 unit, which is okay. And then having Khorne add +1 to wound. Again, if someone's going to go Nurgle Mark, which seems like it's probably going to be popular, this helps in the mirror match. I don't think any 2 Slaves to Darkness armies needs to look the same. There's going to be a lot of really similar builds that are going to be in this. I like the Chaos Knights. I really like Chaos Chosen. Warriors are a standby. We haven't seen the Marauder War Scrolls or the Warcry Warband War Scrolls yet. But it's a really solid army that I think is going to look great for different competition play and just for fun too. There's so many things you can make that are goofy that aren't going to be so OP powerful your friends won't play you in your basement games. And pick up games at the local game store. But there's just so much fun to play with just these 3 things. And I want to throw in a little bonus here, because I feel the video is a little short for me, though I do shorter videos. So follow along, dear viewer. Follow me, camera guy. I am a fan of the Chaos Sorcerer Lord on Manticore from way back. Way back. I've had a Chaos Sorcerer Lord beat the crud out of me so many times because I love the Winds of Chaos spell, and it mostly stayed the same. It goes off on an 8. It's a high casting, range of 18. If successful, pick 1 enemy unit within range invisible to the caster. Roll a number of dice equal to the models in that unit. For each 5 up, you suffer a mortal wound. If you roll a 6, it's 2 mortal wounds. This is a horde clearing spell that will do a lot of damage That's, again, it's a third of the chance to do damage of a dice roll because, there's 6 sides. If you get to roll 20 dice, let's say 30 dice, so math is easier, you're probably going to do about 10 wounds, a little bit more, because if you roll some 6s, you'll be doing an extra wound. It's a 4-up save. You give yourself oracular visions, which got changed to being give a 6-up ward until the start of your next hero phase. For units that aren't Chaos Warriors with the 5-up, is it a ward save? It might be a spell ignore. I don't know. We got to check all the leaks. Giving 6-up ward saves for fun is really awesome, just in general, whether or not I'm right about the Chaos Warrior thing. 12 wounds. This is a really chunky boy here. A 12-inch move that doesn't degrade is great on a monster. Because he's riding a Manticore. In my mind, that's a monster. Though, looking at we've got the different Mark of Chaos to get a mark, Manticore, Eye of the Gods, Monster, Hero, Wizard. Yeah, there we go. Sure, we're a 1 cast, 1 unbind. Throw the Arcane Tome on here for an extra cast. Cool. Add 1 to the damage characteristic of the unit's horn, fangs, and claws that target an enemy monster. That's great. You've got the wizard on top blasting hordes away while this goes out and duels for 3 damage on 5 attacks, 3s to hit, 2s to wound. We're a mark, so if you charge in with Corn, right, it said all melee profiles get +1 attack. You're a legit threat in combat. That's really freaking cool to me. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching this really quick video. Leave a like, subscribe. If you have any topics you want us to cover here on the channel, please leave a suggestion in the comments below. I don't know what you want covered unless you tell me. We've been doing some videos where I don't care if it gets views. I want to answer your questions, like the Sylvaneth video. Wasn't our most popular, but you know what? Someone asked, and I delivered. There was some Beast of Chaos things recently we've talked about. I've had friends of mine that play a lot of games of different armies to come on and give their opinions. I'd like to do more of that in the future. And yeah, thanks for watching. And as I like to say at the end of all of our videos, class dismissed. Bye.